And welcome back to another edition of the John Wayne Search Protector podcast, 6040 production. I'm Eric Halsey.
I'm Alex Midway, and what's up, my Nazi? And more on that later.
Yeah, it's going to be a burner of an episode. Not going to lie. Feeling good about it.
I had at least a late start to this one, but we got a barn burner here, and let's kick this thing off and start with a little cosplay back in Pennsylvania during a campaign trail where the president, and you won't see this, but, quote, was almost assassinated, end quote. And the new video that came out today.
I've watched this video, and gotta tell you, suspicious when it happened, it's done for me, man. No more suspicion. It's over.
I didn't believe it to begin with, first of all. And there was another, what's it called? There was a post on Twitter. It had the little the shooter kid's face. And he's like, listen, he's hated Rosie O'Donnell for 2 decades, but barely brings up this kid who tried to kill him. Like, come on.
Rosie's almost 3 decades now with hatred. But yeah, the fact that nobody has, if this was real, that guy's face and name would never stop coming out of Trump's mouth about how tough he is. I can dodge bullets, and he never talks about it.
Big Homie would have made a new medal and just given it to himself by himself.
Yeah, it would have been like a couple years back when the UFC really wanted like a couple fighters that weren't good enough for a title to have a title, so they just made a new title, the BMF. And they're like, yeah, we'll have The Rock present it. It's believable. That's what he would have had, The Rock come out and present him with some sort of championship belt that he would wear nonstop.
You know it'd be a BMF belt too, right?
Oh,
he went straight far.
Be like smartest MF. It would be SMF.
Digressing a little bit, the whole thing about the medals and everything else. Did you see that not only does he have a giant FIFA trophy, my man Five Finger discounted an actual individual trophy and put it into the jacket?
Oh, yeah. He slipped that medal right into that inside pocket.
Dude's just stealing everything he possibly can. Jets, crypto, he's got it all. Like, he's taking things from FIFA.
Yeah. I'm like, who is he? What is he, Brown? Like, yeah, this is coming home with me.
It's the biggest case of gaslighting. Like, the immigrants are taking our FIFA trophies. Like, yoink.
I've said it before. We are Trump 2028 campaign trail. He is going to tell you how he personally scored a goal in that FIFA World Cup, and he has the trophy to prove it. Not a doubt in my mind.
Do you think my man's just going to be in a full-on Hamburglar outfit? He's just like, I'm just taking it all. He's like, there's no need to hide it. Like, you dummies ain't giving up on me. Like, get the F out of here. Like, I'm stealing something every week.
Yeah, we shouldn't be surprised that this one was just sort of, I don't know, man. Even blatant's not even the word to use. This is just like, wow, just going for soccer trophies now, huh?
Like, individual things. Like, I get it. Like, you show up to a big event, you run off with a pen. But when you run off with a pen and a cake, like, come on, that's full-on klepto. Like, it's either you take one dude's trophy or you take the group trophy. Like, he stole them both.
Why is it that he can show up to a place, like a sporting event, and just, like, demand some sort of trophy? Like, no, I was here for 3 hours. I need a trophy now. But then look at a child and be like, school for 8 hours. No meal.
It's because he shows up like the Italian Americans back in the day. Like, this is it's a pretty rough neighborhood here. You don't want to mess up. Like, this guy just shows up with a suitcase and nuclear codes to it. He's like, that FIFA trophy look real nice on my bookshelf because I ain't got no books.
Yeah, I know you don't do an MVP trophy, but this would be a great time to make one and put my name on it.
It would really cause a lot less pain to happen in this general vicinity.
After calling soccer gay for 25 years, I would now like your trophy.
I'm away from the windmills. I'm no longer a latent homosexual.
Yeah,
let's get these trophies.
There's no air freshener here, so we're okay.
Yeah, we'll dive into that one later, but let's get back to this thing. So I'm gonna put the link in the actual show notes. If you haven't seen it, it's it's like fanboy first person view, and it's down below. It's when Trump, again, it's going to be a lot of these air quotes, get shot at, and the blood pack next to his ear goes off. You see this one guy from the reporter team runs in front of a fanboy, runs from right to left, and he comes back with just the press pool. And meanwhile, while he's getting this press pool, Trump is just chilling on stage, surrounded by the worst Secret Service on the planet that is barely hiding any part of him in case he's a second shooter. It's wild to see.
So, so I know for a fact that when your security tasked on, protecting a president, the first thing they say is cover up on all sides, get him out of there as fast as possible. But if that doesn't work, let him just wave around for a while and then make sure somebody else brings more non-security team people right in front of him to take pictures.
So I looked online. I actually looked at the security service training manual, and the number one directive they have is never ruin a good photo opportunity, and everything else is second. So if the president does have a dye pack go off next to his ear, you should make sure that there's something to show for it, like a whole lot of photos and a completely legitimate theory that's not a conspiracy thing at all. And he was 100% shot at. No doubt about it. Don't ask any more questions.
Yeah. And don't ever Google how long it takes an ear to grow back.
Yeah. On an 80-year-old man who eats French fries for frickin' breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah. And to add that on to, as soon as it happened, that red, white, and blue curtain they had around everything slowly drops down to all black as they're bringing in all these photographers to take pictures of this definitely 100% legitimate assassination attempt.
Yeah, in the video, you can actually see the fanboys there. And what's funny about this whole thing, he's screaming the entire time, we love you, President Trump. First of all, he's currently not a president, but whatever. Each their own. But you can see that flag starting to get lowered as the actual reporters migrate towards the spot to take the actual shot. Like I said, I'll take this to my grave, and which may be tomorrow, the day after the CIA hears about this. Dude, that thing was staged. 1,000,000%.
It smelled like BS the day I heard it happen, and that stench is only getting stronger.
Yeah,
period.
They got the guy with the worst shot accuracy on the high school shot team, and that's the one they got out there to shoot. There's no way that guy even came close.
No, but you know what? Okay, never mind. Not saying it.
Yeah, we got enough for us to get the nice tropical vacation.
Yeah, Grimes and the NSA listening in. So, anyways, it was legitimate. Definitely happened. You're remembering it wrong.
This is not the lies you're looking for.
Yeah.
So, let's move on down to our big boy Elon and see what's going on. Last time we talked about this on Tuesday, 310, bouncing back and forth. And again, the stock market is just completely rigged. We're just full on conspiracy theories today. And it's a 319. And it could be, there's two reasons that I found about this. Every time I find things like this, I tend to try to look into them and try to justify why people believe things like something should be worth more. And this one comes from, you remember that they started doing the whole thing in Austin, the robo-taxis, they rolled it out.
Yep.
So 420, haha, it's funny. That's how much the rides are. So I will give them credit to this one. They've been there for less than a year, and they went ahead and they just recently, last week, they doubled the size of the geofence. The geofence is how far those robotaxis could ride around, and they doubled it to 42 miles. And Waymo, which has been there since March, is only currently at 37. Well, they were currently at only 37. And you might ask, why did they double it to 42 miles, and what does that geofence look like?
What does it look like?
If you're a man, just open your pants and stare down. If you're a woman, find a man, pull down his pants and look down. It's a penis.
Yeah, it looks exactly like something I would have drawn when I was in 8th grade.
I guess the rich are just like us, just drawing phallic shapes on all kinds of things.
They must have just had sturdier bootstraps.
Guys, the richest man on the planet, making a penis.
2 hats.
Put the 2 balls on there too.
Yeah, he did screw up a little bit on the scrotal area of his map, but not. It's pretty good. It's pretty good geofencing if you're trying.
You can blame that on the city planner for not making it more round. But I mean, again, as I'm looking into this, like Tesla bumped it up to 42, but then Waymo comes out, I was like, cool, why don't we just bump it up to 90? And honestly, I don't know if these companies, and I know Tesla 100% didn't just raise it because they were seeing positive results. They did it because they wanted to draw a penis and make the stock pop a little bit.
Correct.
Waymo, I guess, did the same thing. They at least have a little bit more ground, but these companies are just chasing profits, and these geofences keep getting increased and increased, and someone's going to get painted by one of these robo-taxis right into a barrier.
Yeah, I watched a video of people like, they have like a doll out, and they're like, now if this child, let's say, is on a scooter, and then just a Tesla goes running right over top,
just
and then just continues driving.
Goes into ludicrous mode and just turns on the windshield wipers to get rid of the evidence.
Yeah, he turns on ludicrous, and all you hear is "move."
It's gonna be even better. But like right before hitting a child, it turns off all the recording cameras. Like it's a cop turning off a body cam.
Well, Tesla got their hand smacked for whenever they sensed an accident was coming, they'd automatically disengage auto drive. They were like, "No, it's your fault. You did it. You don't think they're going to do it with their own cameras?"
Yeah. So, again, just to summarize again, Elon Musk drew a penis, Waymo responded and doubled their area to more than double what Tesla's at, but somehow Tesla stock went up. So another thing that Tesla is doing that could have made the Tesla pop is they're releasing another model in China. And in China, in the first 6 months, sales have plummeted. No idea why. I think, we went over this. They already fired the guy who's in charge of all this, so it should be coming back out. And Tesla's out there releasing a remodeled Model 3, the little Model Y, I'm sorry, the SUV one, and they're giving it 6 seats instead of 5. And I don't know, man. I don't think it's reading the room right. Like, I can understand in America, we always make things larger. Like, take a look at the Toyota Tacoma from back in the day compared to a Tacoma nowadays. It's not even close. Like, why are they making it larger down in China? Is that what the consumer wants?
No, it's just us. And that's why none of this crap sells over in Europe. It's only us.
Now, Elon Musk is the guy who made, what's it called? There's 4 cars. It's SEXY. It spells sexy. And I think he thinks that's hilarious. He's releasing a Model 3 or Model Y in China, and it's got long range. What do you think it's called? Now, I want you to go ahead and think racist. It's 1 letter. Think South Park. And what 1 letter would do horribly in China?
Is it an L?
Letter A. Yes. It's Model YL, which is going to go over like a fart in church down in China. And Grok is going to be at the center of so many lawsuits when he starts hearing customers talk.
Do you ever hear the story about Lululemon doing the same thing?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
No, do that one again? Go ahead.
So evidently the guy who started Lululemon, which is a really nice place to buy $5 leggings for like $150. Evidently was just thought it would be hilariously racist if, because I guess they were big over in one of the Asian countries. It was like, let's make it something they can't possibly pronounce. So he went with Lululemon.
Still killing it.
Yeah, it worked.
Hey, maybe we're the idiots.
Yeah, no room for morals with capitalism, baby.
Changing our podcast to Long Lane's Loan Protector.
Yeah.
Have fun, China.
Well, I hate Elon so much. He's just a giant idiot child.
Let's move it right along to other great news and get on the topic of Ukraine.
Peace. Putin and Zelensky hugged, high-fived, send out a wave so bad it spread democracy all over the lands.
Less than 50 days till, but more than 40 days.
Oh, okay.
So the peace process has started. And if you thought it was going to happen gradually from the day that Orange leader comes out, says, I want peace, it's not. It's kind of in the same matter of telling a 5-year-old on the playground that they got 5 minutes before they go home. That 5-year-old's not picking up toys, saying goodbye to their friends. Like, Papa Putin's out there raging, and he is not going quietly into the night. He is raging against a dying of a light. Because in Dobrobylia, it's in the Donetsk region, and he went ahead and went on the offensive. And he attacked what was a military installation disguised as a grocery center. And like all military centers, the most amount of troops amassed happens at 5:20 in the afternoon. That's the time he decided to drop a 500-pound bomb onto this military installation. 2 people dead, 22 people injured. Another wonderful win for the leader of the East.
They cleverly disguised a military post as a grocery store.
Just had a bunch of crisis actors dressed up there with their little shopping carts. A bunch of special forces guys with a lot of make them look like people's grandmothers. People with fake limps. Children who are clearly assassins.
Guns disguised as bananas.
You should have seen the poultry section and the grenades they're hiding down there. Wild.
Yeah, what a scumbag.
So, overnight, he also went ahead. They fired another 400 Shahed drones, a combination of the drones and just actual ones at work, and like drones. So you don't know which ones to knock down and which ones are going to, hit a city center. A military base disguised as a city center. So if you're wondering about the drawdown, it's not exactly happening as we had all imagined.
Yeah, I get it, but dude, he's clearly targeting just civilians.
Yeah.
We're just allowing it.
He's targeting places where they get their electricity from. He loves doing that one in the wintertime. He loves having Ukrainians without electricity, and he's hoping that they would just rebel and then capitulate and everything else. And he started this whole war thinking everything would be over in 3 days, but people of Ukraine would welcome him with open arms, and it hasn't worked out like that. And now he's just a spiteful little man just bombing all kinds of places, and we gave him 50 days. It's idiotic.
I guess it makes sense to somebody. Free Luigi. I don't know, man. Something's gotta give here.
Yeah. One thing, again, in the last episode we talked about it, and I said, I'm going to hold off until things happen. And one of the things that came out from that conversation is some people had leaked whether Putin was asking Zelensky, he's like, hey, can you hit Moscow with those missiles? And some people think that it's like, oh, wow, he's encouraging Zelensky to take the fight to the Russians. Like, no, dude, that guy's on a fact-finding mission to find out. But it's a pretty stupid question to ask. Zelensky was hitting air bases in freaking Siberia. Like, yeah, they can get to Moscow, big homie.
Yeah. And honestly, I don't know why we're bothering asking Zelensky anything. He proved he doesn't trust us for great reasons. And yeah, so if I'm Zelensky, I'm not telling us anything.
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
I wonder who you're going to go tell immediately.
Trump's got his phone in his hand. He's got all the numbers dialed like Kremlin, but minus the N at the end. He's like,
Can you just say this into this flower I have on my lapel?
Like, why is there a hammer and sickle on your flower? Like, no reason.
Why is this Flowers by Irene truck parked outside of my house this whole time?
Just nothing but cigarette butts and empty vodka bottles right by the window.
Just give me more information about the guy who's trying to kill you and how your countermeasures look.
I'm not saying if, but what is the combination to the door code?
Yeah, you know what? Good for Zelensky to just be like, I don't know. Guess we'll see. We'll find out. I don't know. I'm just a guy who can't afford a suit.
Like, do you have any plans of attacking a city center? Like, no, we don't do that type of S. Like, I'm just asking. What is the next place you plan on attacking? Just for fun. It's what friends share with each other.
Yeah, just us girls talking here.
Yeah, a little locker room talk. Let me tell you about grabbing them by their peas.
Yeah. Well, speaking of grabbing peas, and are you still talking about that guy news?
Yeah.
The Justice Department, quote, or parenthesis, Pam Bondi, end parenthesis, just asked Maureen Comey, a federal prosecutor in the Diddy case. Now, could this be backlash from Puff dodging a bullet on a few of those big boy crimes? Possibly. Could this be personal since her daddy is former FBI Director James Comey, who famously looked into Trump's friends and their connections with Russia? More than likely. You also may remember James from his seashell post a couple months ago where he spelled out 8647 in shells and then caught a ton of heat for his obvious and clear threat of violence from upstanding Americans like the January 6th crowd. But this is where it got interesting for me. Do you know what Maureen was doing before the Diddy case? She was leading the case against Jeffrey Epstein and Giselle Maxwell. So, nothing to see here, guys.
I mean, if you're going to get people to stop talking about it, get rid of a prosecutor who's going after it in the first place. But yeah, the optics on this, like, I don't think they care anymore.
I disagree. I think they do care, but in a different way.
Well, they don't care about the public perception. It's the things that the Republicans have been doing a lot of times. It's like, they know when they have all the cards, and Democrats are idiots. When Democrats controlled the House and they controlled they had the presidency, you're like, well, we need to make sure that all these bills are bipartisan. And the Republicans like, F you. Like, I don't care who else signs this. If we have the votes, we're cutting through baby seals through Congress if it helps our constituents. Well, constituents, I mean big corporations.
Yeah. And that's why I'm super excited for Newsom 2028, where he's just like, I do not care about partisan. We'll play that game too. No biggie.
Shove it down their throats.
Mar-a-Lago into the biggest gender reassignment facility on planet Earth. Sorry. But speaking of hoaxes, our fearless leaders found a new path for navigating around this client list minefield. After the nation collectively called BS on the Pam Bondi "there is no list" announcement, Trump took to Truth Social and decided he no longer needs your support. Quote, "The Democrats' new scam is what we will forever call the Jeffrey Epstein hoax, and my past supporters have bought this BS hook, line, and sinker." And just to be crystal clear, guys, he then doubled down. Quote, "Let these weaklings continue forward and do the Democrats' work. Don't even think about talking of our incredible and unprecedented success because I don't want their support anymore," end quote. Yikes. Grandpa is just firing at clouds right now.
But I mean, he does have a point. Like, there's nothing anyone can do to stop this runaway train until at least 2026.
McDonald's reintroducing trans fat could do it, but they're cowards.
It's like he's just going with it. It's wild.
He is looking you, the entire nation, in the eye and saying, yeah, I did this. And now it is fun to see the other side coming back where they're like, but wait a minute, I thought he was only doing mean things to you.
Did you see the Nick Fuentes video?
Yes.
Like, for those that don't know, he's just a big mouthpiece for the right, little racist guy, just really punchable face.
Do you know what Nick Fuentes is? For any of our 4 listeners who might have big thighs.
Mm-hmm.
In the summer, if you're not, lotioned up enough and you don't have a thigh gap, if you walk around a bunch and your thighs rub together, you start getting these like blood blisters, and they're big and thick and they're painful on the inside of your thigh, right? Now imagine that with a red MAGA hat on.
Pretty good description, actually.
Yeah, Nick Fuentes is personified chub rub.
Yeah, and he's just, I don't know. It's like the whole thing with a lot of these talking heads. They're now kind of changing their grip. Like Rogan, Andrew Schultz, like a lot of these guys. I don't think they're doing it because that's what they see it. I think there's market research. And the nation's like, dude, F this guy. Like, why are we raiding a Home Depot? Like, why are we going after bad illegal immigrants? Like, you're taking, like, kids away from parents. You're taking a freaking landscaper. And a lot of these guys are changing their grift. And, yeah, I don't think it's real. But
no, I don't buy any of that. No. They took the money. They got on board. They took their money. They got famous. They got them on their podcast. They got the listeners or whatever in their new advertising. And now that they're seeing this is about to run out,
yeah,
they're like, we had no idea. I did not know.
Yeah.
After telling you I was super smart for years, it turns out I am not. No, I don't want to hear your that sense of morality, trying to hold back tears in your voice. I don't want to hear any of it. You did it on purpose, and you knew it.
It's 1945, and now you're taking off the little red armband. You're like, hated them all along.
We were doing our jobs. Oh, sorry. Something caught my throat there.
No.
Maybe it was my morality.
Yeah. Hey.
So, because you can't trust those slime bags, I'm going to go ahead and talk to our probably one lone conservative listener. I'm guessing somewhere in Missouri. I know what you're saying. What do you do now, right? You gave up being invited to family holiday get-togethers for a guy who doesn't want your support anymore. What do you do, man? Hopefully, this is like the scene in The Matrix where Neo wakes up in that gooey pod in the machine and unplugs himself and joins what's left of the real world. Fingers crossed. It's going to take you a little while. You are going to have to earn that Thanksgiving invitation again, but it's not too late. We could still do it. Christmas 2030 is still around the corner.
You'd think that. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think this is enough yet. I haven't seen enough to make me think that this is the watershed moment when things change.
I'm not saying this is going to be what the downfall started, but this is like that Luigi moment where everyone saw that murder and were like, allegedly, and they were like, I don't care. Like, I also kind of hate this.
Yeah, but what happened from it?
Oh, they charged with terrorism, and then I don't know, a bunch of other BS. They just started throwing random things around about deportations and stuff until it eventually got out of the news cycle.
Yeah, and then BlackRock sued United Healthcare because they started writing too many checks.
Yeah, I saw that. I was going to do a deep dive, but frankly, my soul already feels dead inside at this point.
Again, same thing. Nothing really came from it until something changes. I'm not trusting it.
You know that was the same guy who was in charge of like all those billions of dollars from the housing crisis back in Obama. Like, how was that guy still walking the earth?
Oh, you're telling me a rich guy stayed rich? Weird.
there was really, really, never mind. Not going to do it. Not going to say anything that might get eventually used back on me in court.
Soldier on, my guy.
Oh my God. And so anyways, it's not too late. You can still unplug and come over and see us. And in some cases, that might actually be happening already. So much so that the House actually voted on forcing the government to release those damn Epstein files. I mean, just listen to the new revolution. Let's go to MAGA Mike Johnson himself. Quote, "It's a very delicate subject. We should put everything out there and let the people decide it." End quote. Like, yes, you finally got the Speaker of the House, the most loyal MAGA guy. The tides are turning, dude. I'm excited. I'm excited. Nothing can go wrong from here.
So,
just kidding. The bill got voted down 211 to 210 because Republicans don't want that list out anymore.
So one more thing as far as what he said after it's a very delicate subject, we should put everything out. He also said that we are all about transparency. The president and I are all about transparency. And he does this on the eve of saying, shut up, quit asking about Epstein, which is hilarious to me. But what happened with that vote?
Yeah, I saw a lot of very anti-pedophilia tweets that went out, like Nancy Mace, who said, all child rapists should be facing the death penalty. And then an hour later, she voted against releasing those Epstein files.
I will say two things about this one. Well, first of all, I say one thing against the Republicans on this, and the reason the 7-5 vote happened before. One guy said, this is just political theater. We don't care about the children. Even if it's political theater, why don't you just vote for it, make it happen?
So I believe that's Mullins, I believe that was.
Yeah, that's one.
Yeah, and that whole quote ended up saying something like, this is just political theater against the president that they can't stand, which is funny because that's like implying he's on that list.
Yeah.
Right?
But yeah, I mean, and it's not like he wasn't pulling a same S when they were going after Hunter Biden for, 2.5 years? A private citizen?
Well, oh, that's right. I forgot. He wasn't the president of the United States. And
yeah.
He had no political pull there.
But the other thing is, as far as the vote goes, I read a little bit on this one, and the reason they all voted, it kind of gives them a little bit of grounds. They voted on it, where was it? It actually would have sabotaged their legislative agenda for the day. So, I mean, they had things to do. They had a bunch of tax breaks to give out to corporations. So you can't be messing around with that stuff.
Yeah, we're trying to get people on crypto scams right now. We don't have time to deal with pedophiles.
We've got a new crypto for the president to launch. It's the most uncorruptible organization. We need to make sure it's propped up by this shadowy money.
I guess sometimes you don't have time to be tough on crime, huh?
Well, it's selective. What color's a shooter?
Yeah, exactly.
I do love reading a bunch of these things. A lot of the times, when I'm reading about everyone. Well, first of all, they're all trying to go on vacation. They're begging Johnson. They're like, hey, man, we need to hit this recess. We need to get out of here. And when I'm reading these stories, it's Democratic senator says this, and this. We should vote for this. The American people want everything. We want transparency, yada, yada. And it's a Republican House representative who has to be anonymous. Oh, come on.
Yeah.
All these guys, on the Republican side, is I will say what I think, but I don't want it to come out that it was me who said this.
Yeah, because I don't want it used against me when I vote against this. It's and the whole vacation thing to me, I understand people need a vacation. When I'm coming up on my vacation, I'm about as useless as can be about 48 hours before I actually leave. I'm out of work mode. But you know what? I don't have people's lives on the line.
Well, you're not a public servant, and you also don't have to pass a freaking budget that's coming up in August in case people forgot about that.
What I would like to know is, because it looks like these guys make about $180K a year, which isn't bad scratch at all.
On paper.
Yeah, on paper. I am kind of wondering how they all ended up being millionaires, though, after they got into this $180,000 a year job. That'd be interesting to look into.
Stock trading.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it really insider trading if you're the one creating the laws and loopholes? Some people would call that a conflict of interest, but they're probably socialist or brown or gay or something.
Communist.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're a poor communist.
All right. I got a good pivot. Hey, buddy. You know how people always call you a Nazi?
That's what I greeted you with at the start of the show.
The answer I was looking for was nobody has ever called me a Nazi. So I'm just going to assume that's what you said. What do you mean that's never happened to you? Well, then you must not be one of the lucky ones, or maybe the good people at Fox are giving you a little peek on the inside of what their day-to-day life looks like. This week on The Five, which for those of you who graduated high school, is a Fox opinion show where they round up 4 of the worst people they can find and sit them down at a table with Jessica Tarlov. Tarlov is a smart, well-thought-out, left-leaning pundit, or as they say at Fox, the villain. And she gets placed at a table with 4 of the most arrogant goblins they can drum up, trying to talk their way into believing the BS that they're shoveling down the nursing home crowd that they're going out towards. I imagine this is what Jane Goodall felt like trying to smack some smarts into those monkeys years ago. Did you get to watch this?
Yeah, I saw a small clip of it.
Okay. So the lead goblin and former Keebler elf in this, Greg Gutfeld, who clearly gets called a Nazi on the reg, felt this problem was big enough to address on national TV because the thought that he might be the problem and it's not everybody else just couldn't possibly enter his mind. So it must clearly is happening to every other white person you know. Here we go. Quote, when you call us a Nazi, Nazi this, and Nazi that, you know, I'm beginning to think they don't like us. You know what I've said? I've said this before. We need to learn from the blacks. The way that they were able to remove the power from the N-word by using it. So from now on, it's what's up, my Nazi? What's up, my Nazi? What's hanging, my Nazi? This then got co-signed by former MTV VJ Kennedy, which I guess makes you a political pundit, who chimed in with a Nazi please. Dude, where do we even start from there?
Well, we start with the fact that anytime you say the blacks, it's going to be slightly racially motivated. Like, it's not how you're supposed to refer to that.
Now, we talked before. We try to point out the good, not just the bad.
Uh-huh.
So
it's an uphill battle.
So I would like to give flowers to Greg Gutfeld for actually using the term N-word instead of just going for the gold.
That might have been edited like I edit this podcast every now and then when we drop a hard cuss word.
You know, I say it 3 or 4 times and you can't stop bringing it up.
We all fell into that hole every now and then. Greg Gutfeld does it daily.
Yeah. Wow. So I guess we're trying to normalize Nazi please.
Well, we're trying to bring it back because we're going to migrate to the communists over here in New York City. And it looks like they're going in the right direction. The primary just won by Zoran Mamdani. Zoran's platform of making New York City affordable, making public transportation free, and putting rent at a level where you don't have to Google the market price of a kidney is somehow catching on with the pores. He's also, although he is waging a class warfare and talking about raising the taxes on the rich. 2%. And you would imagine that it's the same reaction that the people in France had when the Poors brought out the guillotines because they are not taking this one lying down. And Cuomo, who got beaten by 12 points, has just come back out. He said, I'm back in the fight, baby, running as an independent.
I got to imagine that 2% is going to people who make $1 billion a year.
Yes.
Okay. And I imagine they looked at 2% like Zoran threw a hot glass of piss in their face.
Yeah.
It's $1 billion, man. Like, what?
Like, you're currently paying 0% and you're going to move up to 2%. Like, we've been getting railed repeatedly. And we're like, you know what? That's just the way the world works. Rich people, they don't sit down for that. Like, we talked about the NFL when they were passing a whole big, beautiful bill about making less deductions for them. Not even the ones who are currently owners. They're talking about screwing future rich folk. And these guys banded together like they were 3 very rich musketeers. And they said, we are not having this.
One for all and all for us.
Yeah, F you, poors, seems to be your motto. And it's very similar to what Cuomo said. And he said, the fight to save our city isn't over. Like, what are you saving it from, man? Like, affordable vegetables? Like, people being able to live one family to a unit? Like, what is it?
So this is one thing. Maybe you can clear it up because I'm not the economist you are. So rich people don't
economist here.
Rich people do not pay taxes, right? Like,
well, the smart ones don't.
Yeah, corporations don't either.
Well, those are people.
Yeah, more important people than us.
Yeah.
Okay, so all your tax revenue comes from the people who make less than $1 billion, right?
Much, much less.
Yeah, so wouldn't you want more of those people who are actually paying into it, then, so wouldn't affordable housing be better, like a net gain?
Well, essentially, if we make more of them, that means we dilute our own stock. And if I'm in the 1% and I control about 90% of a country, I don't want to lose 1% of what I control.
Slippery slope argument. I get it.
Next thing you know, I'm only controlling, 87% of a country. And how does one financial recover from a 3% loss?
Yeah, I don't know how you lose, less than $1 million when you're pulling in over $1 billion. I mean, these guys are going to be on welfare in no time.
Well, we can't solve these problems because we're stupid. But
there was a guy named Luigi. Never mind. Go ahead.
Well, one thing I will know is that when a Democratic candidate and a U.S. president both hate somebody, that person is clearly attacking the rich. And both those people who hate that man are working for those rich people because money has funded those campaigns hard.
Are you telling me that Andrew Cuomo and Donald Trump might be on the same list together?
Yeah, I think they were pretty much lockstep in their earlier responses too. Like, it's weird, isn't it?
Huh. It's almost never.
Yeah.
Never mind.
But, say what you will.
Allegedly.
Yeah. The battle for New York City is not over yet because a dark horse candidate that everyone's overlooking is Curtis Silva. Curtis Silva is the Timu version of Hannibal from the A-Team. He's also the founder of the Guardian Angels, those little dummies who wear little red hats. And do you remember the one clip where he's out there on TV, whatever channel other than Fox News, talking about the evils of immigrants, and lo and behold, his boys behind are pummeling a guy they've labeled an immigrant.
Well, if there's one thing they're good at, it's sniffing out crime based on color of skin.
They sniffed out a guy who's lived in the Bronx his entire life. They said he was shoplifting. Well, that's news to the NYPD because they had no record of that. And so they beat up some random dude on stage and they said, these immigrants are screwing up our country. Like, maybe not.
I remember the first time I heard about the Guardian Angels, it was mid-90s maybe. And I remember the pitch was, I was like, they're just a bunch of tough guys trying to keep the neighborhood safe. No, just from the love of their hearts. I was like, that's kind of a cool idea. And then I grew up a bit and I was like, oh my God, do I hate these people? Like they're just cops that couldn't pass the PT test. they're just super entitled old white guys yelling at foreigners.
Yeah, it's like they're doing stop and frisk after the cops are no longer allowed to do it because, constitutionality and stuff.
Well, good luck to him in his race towards the bottom.
Let's get out of here. We had a pretty long episode, but I think we covered a bunch of stuff. And see all you beautiful people on Tuesday. I'm Alex Midway.
I'm Eric Halsey.
Daddy, chill.
Later, Gators.